I've never used image fills, but I offer it as an option in case someone wants to artfully include it as part of their style. This is another fill you'll want to use carefully. Image fills risk looking busy and obscuring detail if not used thoughtfully. I'm going to select the background, which in this case we're showing as green grass. I'll change the fill to image. Click on the fill selector. Lots of options here. I'm going to look for something grass-like in the landscape cover green ground cover file. The options in the image settings dialog box are similar to those we've seen with other fills. Let's see what happens if we rotate the image 45 degrees and make the image larger. To me, that looks slightly more natural. Now let's edit the image in the Resource Manager. Right-click and select Edit Image Effects. Here we have lots of sliders we can play with. I'm going to lower the contrast and saturation. Those are the basics about using images. One important clarification. Image fills are for 2D objects only. Later, when we start working with 3D objects such as extrudes and hardscapes, we might use a similar photographic image that can be seen when objects are displayed in 3D. However, those are controlled by Renderworks textures and not image fills. Just remember, 2D objects can use image fills assigned in the Attributes palette. 3D objects use Renderworks textures assigned in the Object Info palette. More on that later. I made a few edits off video. Notice I added a white fill to the house. This is a standard drafting convention. The footprint and walls of the house are white. Sometimes you'll see the house walls with a diagonal line hatch, but never with a color fill. I also used a thicker line weight for the roof drip line to make it easier to see with the image fill. So to sum up everything we've covered about using the Attributes palette for 2D drafting, first, we're always drafting to scale. Then we use various line weights to add dimension for taller objects and line types to depict specific objects. Fills are helpful for depicting materials. They can range from a simple color fill to an eye-catching image fill. The more bold or detailed a fill, the more selective we want to be about when and where we use it. How attributes are combined can create a unique style. There are thousands of variations to experiment with.